Kelly, tell us a little bit about your role at Sphero. What do you do?
Sure, I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at Sphero, and couldn't be a better job. So my job is really all of the go-to-market strategy around our new product launches and the execution thereof. So it's pretty fun. Happy to be back in the toy industry.
How much did BB-8 play in your decision to join up with Sphero?
I would be lying if I didn't say it was a factor. I've always been a huge Star Wars fan. Return of the Jedi was the first movie that I saw at a movie theater, actually. But really, what it was about Sphero was the combination of tech and toy are both things that are really near and dear to my heart. My parents are a teacher and engineer. I have a brother who's a professor of robotics, and really the education and the open innovation angle of Sphero is what drew me to the company. And the fact that they're a Star Wars line of product is just icing on the cake.
Can you tell me a little bit about how that sort of came to fruition? It seems like it's almost like an artifact that was dug up in the earth, like it's always been there. It's such a perfect marriage, it's ridiculous. But I know nothing is that easy. How did it come together?
Yeah, well, it really, there is a little bit of kismet involved in the story, but Sphero was founded in 2010 by Adam and Ian, and they really just wanted to control things in the physical world with a smartphone. And at the time, they weren't even sure what form that was going to take. But they went to Techstars, which is an accelerator program, and got paired up with our current CEO, Paul Berberian. And by the end of Techstars, they had the makings of the original Sphero, which is a robotic ball. There is no toy more classic than a ball, and applying technology to that platform was just amazing for them. So a bunch of years flew by. They built a very successful company around Sphero and a handful of other products. And then they decided that they wanted to take it to the next level and apply characters to what they were doing. They applied for a second accelerator program, this time the Disney Accelerator. And that is really where the magic started to happen. So as part of that program, one of the Disney mentors is Bob Iger.
Nice.
And they got in front of him and they happened to show them what they were doing. And the story goes like this. He pulled out his phone and said, "This is a new droid that's coming for the film. Do you think you can do this?" And right in that moment, robotic ball met ball droid, and I mean, the rest is the phenomenon that became BB-8. So less than a year later, BB-8 was on the shelves and taking the world by storm. And it really set the company up for where we are now, which is some amazing growth and a whole bunch of other products that are born out of a variety of different technology that'll be coming to market in the next few years.
That's so rad. Well, it really kind of underlines where we're at as a robotics-infused society, that we can see something on screen and that same Christmas have basically a working version of that same robot on screen. It's incredible.
Yeah, the speed to market that those guys worked at, it's just amazing. And the same can be said of the Force Band. I mean, it's been a very, very quick turnaround to get this product from concept into market. And we're really happy. I mean, tech moves fast, so we have to move fast.
Yeah, totally. Well, the BB-8, the Sphero BB-8 launched last Christmas. It was a huge sensation, sold out everywhere. It was very hard to get one, but people did start to get them, and they're very proliferate now. How do you beat that? How do you sort of say, okay, well, we've got more? I mean, that's like a home run right there. So how do you beat that?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a high bar, but what a great problem to have,
yeah.
Right? So I don't think that we're ever going to beat BB-8. He is a phenomenon and something we're really proud of, and continues to be a really strong part of the business. But where we go next is, again, we continue to push the boundary of innovation and what is possible with tech. And really with the Force Band, we have graduated beyond just the robotic ball and getting now into, obviously, a gesture-based wearable. And there's a lot more coming in the future. So it really is a cornerstone on which the business is going to be built from here forward. So a lot of exciting new things coming.
So shifting from robots that you kind of have to put your imagination into a little bit more character-infused robots is kind of Sphero's new direction right now, would you say?
I would, and I wouldn't even just limit it to robots. I mean, really what we try to bring is that perfect balance between physical and digital to everything we do, as well as that open innovation, a platform on which other people can either become inspired or even build their own things. So sometimes we take that very literally, like with our Spark program, which is very educational and coding focused. And then sometimes it takes, again, more general inspiration, the form of BB-8, and having that as a conduit to showing kids what technology can do is something that's really important. So going forward, you'll always continue to see us blend the digital experience with the physical experience so that one doesn't overtake the other, but that they enhance. And the different forms of technology that we're taking, again, you're going to see a lot more diversity there too. The Force Band is just the first of a lot of things that we have planned in the next couple of years.
Fantastic. So it's safe to say that your relationship with Disney and with Star Wars is a happy one, and we may see some Star Wars themed Sphero products for a while.
Absolutely. You know,
Yeah.
we're so thrilled to have that partnership with Disney, and they really have been wonderful. I mean, Disney really wants to see where play can go, where the stories can go.
Cool.
And they've been extremely supportive, and they will be now into the future, we hope.
That's fantastic. All right, well, we have had the tease of the Force Band and the new battle-worn BB-8 on the screen behind you there. Tell us a little bit about what's in the box.
Oh my gosh, there's so much to show and tell. I've got two products behind me. The first one is our special edition bundle.
Mm-hmm.
So this one features a brand new battle-worn deco on BB-8. As thrilled as we are with our current BB-8, we wanted him to look a little bit more like what he looked in the movie after
Dirty.
he went through all his adventures. So he's got some battle-worn deco, more of a matte finish. There's a charging base to match in there. But also in this pack, you will get the Force Band, and that is also sold separately. So the second product here is the standalone Force Band, and it's what I'm wearing on my wrist. And the Force Band is a gesture-based wearable that you can do quite a few things with, not the least of which is drive BB-8 using just your Force gestures.
Unbelievable. Well, that was one of the things what I noticed with the app is that controlling BB-8 was not super easy. You guys kept refining the app and making it, a little bit easier to understand where to point the light dots and stuff like that. But is the Force Band sort of to make it simpler, to make it a little bit more intuitive to kind of direct and guide BB-8?
Yeah, I think it's a very intuitive way to drive BB-8. So there are some very basic gestures that you pick up. We first give you a virtual tutorial where you're guiding BB-8 on a small adventure within the app so you can learn the basic gestures. And it's as simple as this. To get BB-8 to move away from you, you force push. To get him to come back, you force pull.
That's crazy.
And then you control his acceleration just by raising or lowering your arm, and left and right, it's just left and right. So very, very simple to pick up. But, much like the Force could take a lifetime to master, I guess you could say. But yeah, it's pretty intuitive.
That's awesome. Are you going to be doing more sort of movements and things with this the Force Band? Are you going to be able to do all kinds of other things? Is this like you guys updated your app over the course of this last year? Are you going to be able to upgrade the Force Band?
Yes, so we really believe in, really the power of connected play is the fact that it can evolve long after the actual physical product is on the shelf through different updates to the app. But right out of the gate, it was important to us that you could use Force Band for more than driving BB-8. So out of the box, not only can you do droid control mode, which is driving BB-8, but there's also a combat training mode whereby you can pick up a variety of weapons from the Star Wars universe and have them all match to the gestures that you're making with your arms. So everything from Rey's lightsaber that you can wield around in real space to Han Solo's blaster, so you can just walk around and kind of pew-pew your friends. There's a Force awareness mode where you can collect
and the sounds come out of the
Star Wars universe.
I'm sorry, and the sounds all come out of the Force Band? Is that how that works?
They do. So the Force Band, what's really cool about it is there's a speaker right on board, there's LED lights, but also there's a gyroscope and an accelerometer. So as you move your hand, like to wave a lightsaber, the sound will match to the gestures that you're making.
When I see that, it looks so cool, and I haven't tried one on yet, but just from seeing it on your hand, is it a watch as well? Because my watch just broke, and I need a new one. And can I use the Force Band as my watch?
It is not currently a watch, but like I said, you never know. That could be an update soon to come. We might go a little retro, so it tells time, either here or, I don't know, on Jakku or something. But yeah, it's a really cool style. We worked very hard to make sure that this looked like something that came out of the Star Wars universe. So it's come quite a long way since our original technical prototypes that you might have seen in January.
Do you have to work with the LucasArts or I guess it's Lucasfilm and Disney licensing in order to kind of get everything approved for the the Star Wars vibe?
Yes, we are in lockstep with them every single moment along the way. So they have quite a bit of input into our product, our design, our packaging, and our marketing. I mean, clearly it's a powerhouse brand, so it is great to have them making sure as we go along that we're moving in the right direction.
Well, they must be as ecstatic with Sphero as you are with them, because you really help to physicalize and realize a brand new character, and I think helped to really entrench him into our hearts. I mean, it was lovable on screen, but then to be able to go to a store and buy a working version of it must have, really made BB-8 even that much more lovable in our world. So they must love that relationship.
Yeah, I really hope so. I mean, that really is our goal, is to bring characters to life through technology. Again, we don't want the technology to be the first thing you notice.
Yeah.
We want the character to be the first thing that you notice. And I think we accomplished that with BB-8. So I think it's safe to say that everybody involved was pretty thrilled with how that came out.
Well, you can tell I'm obviously a collector here, right? I've spent a lot of nerd money on my collection. Is there any possibility that Sphero would, think of the collectors and maybe move towards a full-size version of BB-8, or would that just be inordinately expensive or extraordinarily expensive and just not worth it?
Well, listen, we never say no to pushing the boundaries. So there is nothing I can say that would confirm that, but you never know. In the future, it might be something we do.
Okay, very cool. All right, so the BB-8 that you guys have created is not an inexpensive, it's not a toy, right? It's almost like this little mini robot that you get to pack around with you. But what are you guys doing for pricing for the Force Band and for the package?
Sure. So actually, you're right. BB-8 is not a toy. He really is a droid. I mean, as close as we have in this world at this moment in time, anyway. But what we're really trying to do with both the Force Band and the Special Edition is keep that fan base that we have involved. So the Force Band is $99 Canadian, and the Special Edition package gives you a little bit of a value here. So this is $249.99. And with this one, you get both the Force Band and the Special Edition droid. That's
crazy. And are you guys going to have, supply issues, or have you got all of that stuff worked out? Because it was tough to get one of these things.
It's a good problem to have. Yeah. So yes, we hope it is extraordinarily popular and that we do run short. But that certainly is not a plan from the get-go. So they should be widely available starting at the end of this month.
Okay. And where can people pick them up? Amazon, obviously, but what other kinds of retailers?
Sure. Amazon.com, Sphero.com. Or in Canada, Best Buy Canada is a great partner to us as well.
Okay, right on. Do you want to give our viewers a hint of what might be to come? Any kind of characters on screen that we should be paying attention to, or any Star Wars, stuff that we should dig into? Any lore?
I would love to, but you know that they would kill me, so I can't do that. But what I can say is there's a lot more coming from Sphero. Before the end of this year, even, we will be doing one additional product launch that you'll see probably at the end of October. So
tied to Rogue One? Is it tied to Rogue One?
It is not tied to Rogue One, no.
Oh, okay. All right. I won't pry anymore. I know it makes you uncomfortable. Kelly, this is fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me with this, and I can't wait to test this out. We'll show everybody my beaming, happy face as I get to play with BB-8 some more.
I hope so. Have a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having me.
You rock. Thank you, and best of luck with the new Force Band. Hey, thanks for checking out that video on our EPN channel. It's just one small part of the things that we make around here. So if you liked it, don't forget to check out some of our other vids and hit that subscribe button.